I think it's actually both. I know for a fact it's both, and I think that well, first of all, the federal end of it, they made the law, and they've never changed it. It was written into law in the early '90s. They've never changed it. It's ridiculous. It's prehistoric. It's ancient. It's got cobwebs on it. It's pathetic. It needs to be changed. I think Trump actually knows it and wants it. Here's a guy that's owned a lot of casinos. They all went bankrupt, but he likes casino, the business, and certainly for cash flow. I think that he might change it. It might very well change this year or next. But here's the deal: all the pro leagues and college NCAA. So in other words, all the four major sports and NCAA, they've all vehemently together in concert opposed the gambling law being changed to allow betting outside of Nevada. And all these other states where you can place a parlay, like Delaware, whatever the hell it is, Oregon, they're so pathetic where they allow it. There's like 3 states. But it's so bad, the law, it should, this is really about Nevada. And everyone knows it. I've talked to Joe Asher, the CEO of William Hill, the biggest sportsbook in the country. We've gone over this a million times, a litany of times, that it's just, it's got to change. And the fact that, and it really bothers me, that the NBA always practices now the preaching of that they are interested in change and that they're open to gambling in the NBA and open to changing the law. But then when it comes down to the battle against the state of New Jersey to allow gambling in New Jersey, in Atlantic City and the like, and in Monmouth Park, and open a sports book there at the horse races and in East Rutherford, they all in concert go together and fight against that state, New Jersey, and always win. So they say they want gambling, and they're okay as long as it's regulated. They want to be part of the change, and that Adam Silver says, we're okay with gambling. We think that it should be regulated, and we want to change with the times. But when they go to court, the NBA stands up with the NFL and baseball and NHL and NCAA, and they all fight against it every time. So you can't have it both ways, Adam. You're either all in or you're not. So now when the NBA says they're willing to change, and baseball, Manfred says we are re-examining our stance on gambling, and he essentially has said, I read it here, he's essentially saying, or are we better off closing our eyes and letting illegal gambling happen? Then are we better off in a world where we have a nice, strong, uniform, federally regulated gambling law that protects the integrity of sports, provides sports with the tools to ensure that there's integrity with the competition? In other words, let gambling be regulated by the government and the states. I think that it's saying we will allow gambling. So, I mean, for Christ's sakes, just allow it already. What they need is for this president who doesn't have a friend in the world, he needs to do this so that he can finally have some friends. If that guy in the White House changes the gambling laws so that everyone everywhere can bet on sports, do you know how many hundreds of millions of people are going to love that guy? I mean, honestly, it's going to go through the roof.